me start the recording, so nobody start swearing now. So yeah, let me jump into it then. Looks like most people are on. They're going to be on. Maybe a few more will filter in. So starting out, anybody have any good news they want to announce? I think I already mentioned ours that we may be bringing on Mr. Ryan Royer. He's got a lot of experience, been in the industry since 2006, 15 years, maybe more.
Right.
I think he started out in California and then came out here, but he's going to be helping us recruiting team members, bringing on experienced and new agents. So hopefully he'll be joining us for the next call.
Okie dokie.
Anybody else have anything going? That's good.
I just have some quick news to share on the AC Direct and wholesale side in case anybody is interested or has any clients or knows of anyone who is in the market for a mobile home. It's in Apache Junction. The wholesale price is going to be about $57,000. The ARV, which is the after repair value, is going to go for about $93,000 according to the comps that we are currently running. Rents in the area are about $700 to $900. And then we have another that's coming up on 1248 North 78th Street. Kind of the same deal. Wholesale price is $315,000. ARV is $425,000. That one needs a lot of work though. It's a fully remod. Rents in the area are about $2,300 to about $2,700. If anybody would like to connect with me after the call or later this week, I'll have more details. And then I think we're going to start working on a platform internally within the Asher Klein family to kind of share these properties as they come up. I think that would benefit, everybody who's on the team.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you have a
it.
website or somewhere we can go, that'd be great, because I get agents looking or investors looking all the time for weird things. For the mobile
Right.
and AJ, is it affixed to the land or not?
It is not. From what I got, the rents there are pretty inexpensive. I have more details to share. I can share that via email, and then I think she can move within the month. She's pretty flexible. She's from Colorado. She's trying to get out before it gets way too hot here. So she has somewhat of an urgency, but it's good for somebody that's trying to move out there and save some money.
Okay. Yeah, I might have somebody interested in that one on AJ. Okay.
Oh, good. Right. Yep, that's it for me. And then we're still buying and wholesaling for AC Direct. Tons of movement on the HOA and property management. So we got a few deals in the pipeline, and we're interviewing for new agents always and associate brokers. So if anybody knows, just give us a shout.
Oh, also, if anybody's needing an updated headshot or does not have one, Abraham has a nice process now that he can do one. We do it pretty much for free, just for being members or obviously agents with us. So let us know if you need an updated one, or let Abraham know.
Yep. If you guys go to our website, go to About Us, and then you check out the team. If you look at, I believe Sheree Calderon was the last one to get her headshot done. I did that a couple weeks back. So they come out really clear. It saves you guys some money for your startup costs, and then it's a really nice representation on the website. And you could transition that to your postcards or any of your marketing material through Empire if you want, or through Prime Source or whoever you guys use.
Yep. And something to use on your social media as well as on your business card. So if you haven't done it in 10 years, like some agents out there, probably time to get a new one.
Yep.
If anybody else doesn't have any good wins to share, I'll jump into the market report. So the market snapshot for this week, kind of crazy. We actually have active listings increasing, more than last month, but still less than last quarter, which is kind of scary considering we just kicked off the spring selling season and we should be having lots of inventory to choose from. Just as an idea, we used to have 18 or 23,000 the past 2 years, and we're only at 9,000 active. Half of those are under contract. So we're still getting a lot of them under contract, record numbers of going under contract. So we have an anemic level of days on market available for inventory. The Comfort Market Index still declining, but the crazy thing is Glendale, of all things, is ticking up. Just back past Chandler. Now they're fighting for Gilbert's spot. being the highest in the market index, still in the 600s mostly. Only one not is Tempe, just because there's nothing really to buy in Tempe. Weekly chart for just kind of get a gander what this looks like for year-over-year comparisons. Back in like even just 2017, 2018, we kind of had a healthy market. Houses between 400,000, 250, 300,000. We had several thousand. This week we only have about 700. So not much to choose from, which will show why we're jumping up in prices. We're at record, almost record, 30%. The only other record was back in end of 2012 when all the foreclosures were starting to sell like hotcakes. We had a 32% year-over-year percent increase in price. This year we had 30, which is our second highest. And we're not even done with this year. Craziness about above listing asking prices. We're averaging about 55% of houses that are going above list price. That means, half the time someone's going to offer at least list or higher, especially if you're in this lovely 300 to 400,000 price point. Almost everybody's getting above asking price. It's not a lot, but it is some. And of course, you get in the millions, you get crazy amounts over 75,000. Contract ratio. This is showing how many. Oh, don't reload on me. Hate it when it does that. This is showing how many times, or the ratio between things going under contract versus what's active and available. The areas out here in blue are just because they only have 3 active listings and nobody's got any under contract. So those are kind of like weird outliers. Same thing with 85012. Kind of weird that they only have 23, but then they have 15 under contracts. That's over half. Over half is considered hot. Everything in gray is just crazy because they're under contracts way more than actives. Like out here in Waddell, almost 4 times as many things under contract than are even active. So, excuse me, hopefully this forbearance stuff starts ending soon so we can start getting some of our inventory back. Days of inventory, obviously just on a continual decline. We're just sitting around here around 15 days, which is half a month over all price ranges in Maricopa County. If you get into the lower price ranges, that gets even smaller. Our year-to-date sales volume, this is a crazy chart. This is the year, total year for last year was 7.1 billion. Here we are in 2021. We're only 4.5 months in, and we have sold way more houses than we sold the entire last year. So 2021 is going to be a gangbuster year. So definitely, if you can get the listings, we will sell them. New listings by month, just showing it is tapering off from last year, the year before, previous, just by month. Of course, April's way down because we haven't gotten through all of April's numbers yet, but they're expecting this to be pretty low as well. Maybe even half as much of what they should be compared to last year's and years previous. As you can see, things kind of pop up over after the summer, after the heat goes. More listings pop up, then it kind of tapers off over winter. And they're supposed to pick up in January. This year, didn't. January 2019 was amazing, like way more than usual. But not this year. Quarterly median sales price. This is a crazy chart. All of Maricopa. Just at the beginning of the year, we were at 335, and we were talking about median price point. We are now at 380. That's 50,000 in 3 months. So the people that are sitting on the buy sideline saying, oh, I'm going to wait till the prices go down. Probably not anytime soon. This is a crazy amount of appreciation. You see that chart just keeps going up and up and up. There's no sign of it tapering off anytime soon. The longer we run without any houses, of course, prices are just going to keep going up. People get more and more competitive about it. Rental prices, I threw this one up here for Sean, but he's not on tonight, so hopefully I'll watch the recording. Still going up. Our median average is still around $1.10 a square foot on rentals. If you're helping people in Op City for rentals, if you got $1,000 square foot home, probably going to be around $1,100-$1,200 price range on average. Of course, there's always pockets. Downtown's about $1.50. Scottsdale's closer to $2. Tempe, same thing, closer to $2. Oh no, it's going to reset the whole thing. This is kind of a summary of everything that we've kind of already talking about. Now that I've said everything, I've got to reset all my numbers. But I try and keep out all the crazy ones that are big, high square foot properties and just narrow it down to Maricopa because most people care about. Come on. This will show that active listings that aren't under contract or contingent, we're still only around 2,700, which is very crazy low. Where we should be, around 9, 10, 13,000. Our first quarter was really good, even, pandemic still. Our second quarter is supposed to be going to be amazing, hopefully, but you have to have things to sell and to actually make those numbers work. And then this is just kind of the market recap. Actives are way down. Under contracts are just slightly up because they can't find things. And then monthly median sales prices on stuff are way up. Inventory is going down, and if you can get the listing, we'll get it sold. Any questions on anything about the market?
All good news.
All right. Oh, there's two other little cool things I wanted to throw in here. So this is Fannie Mae's 2% mortgage bond rate. The crazy thing is, over the beginning of the year, bond rate was right around where interest rates were, and the bond rate dropped. So less risk, maybe because pandemic is ending, vaccines are coming out, but the interest rates didn't really come down all that much. They're probably going to remain this level. They said for the rest of the year, and Fed has agreed that they will not raise rates this year. So that's good news for buyers and sellers. The other crazy news, half of Americans have less than $250 in disposable income. Spending everything on housing, daily living, and just a lot less money out there for income, mostly for unemployment. People being underemployed is what they're saying is the reason behind it. But yeah, less than $250 is kind of scary. And then I'm going to go on to the week's quick tips. So every week, kind of give you guys a quick tip, try and help improve your business. This week is about overcoming objections, so you can convert more prospects into clients. Kind of during your real estate career, you're going to find out objections is kind of the big thing that you kind of run into with a lot of new leads or potential clients. But the big money is always in the communication, keeping it up and not worrying about those objections, working through them. Every objection is kind of a new opportunity. Because in real estate sales, it's definitely not a sprint, it's a marathon. A lot of the leads that you get won't be closing today, maybe not closing next month, but sometime in the next future, they may be closing. My record so far is 3 years and counting. Still going to close that guy one of these days. To prepare for objections, the funny thing was, I threw this in here about how much time people were working in real estate spend on dealing with objections. A lot. Most people are saying at least 10 to 25% of their time is spent just dealing with objections. To best prepare for them, you got to anticipate what they're going to be. If you're dealing with the buyers, dealing with sellers, and any info you got on the potential client can definitely help you prepare for that. And basically, practice going over how to overcome those objections, getting those to the sale. Ejection success, I thought that was kind of interesting. Most of them say, yeah, usually I win. Sometimes. About third of the time. An ejection usually leads into other kind of questions, more information. That's about half the time. But a lot of people are worried about, well, if they come into the objections like, I don't have enough money, and they're thinking they're going to lose the sale. Majority of the time, it doesn't happen. Most of the time, they're just looking for more communication, assuaging fears, maybe something that they came up that they didn't know about. What we like to say when we're doing investment pitches to motivated sellers, if they're confused or unsure, it's basically going to turn into a no. So what you got to do is basically talk to them until you figure it out, where that pain point's coming from. If you view objections as an opportunity, that's the majority of people look at it, and you're on your way to success. When they actually happen or where they're going to happen, typically it's kind of funny. It's in person, majority of them. Maybe they feel more comfortable now that they've met you and talked to you, can read more of your body language. Next biggest is over phone. Almost nobody objects over email or text. So when you're first getting to know them, email, text are safer, but unfortunately, email is less responded to. When in the process, basically, majority of it's going to happen when you're doing your lead generation, calling them and following them up. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh, I don't have any money. That's definitely during the listing presentation. Like, oh, I thought I'd get more money for my house. That kind of stuff. Sometimes it comes up during home hunting. You'll get in the process and about halfway through, like, so-and-so just lost their job or something else coming up. That's when you start getting a little bit of pushbacks. Which of the following types of objections you face the most? Price. That's kind of usually the big one. Time, if it's the right time or not. That's the next big ones. And disagreement over budgeting. That's more internal fighting. Definitely happens a lot with couples. Good example. A gentleman fell in love with his house. Thought it was the best thing ever since sliced bread. 3 bedrooms, amazing, nice garage. The wife looked at how much money it would cost him, and I think they fought for a week over that. We can afford it. No, we can't. We can afford it. No, we can't. So, what do you think is the biggest roadblock to your success with objection handling? Biggest one, of course, is being caught off guard. You get some weird off the wall ones like, when's the last time somebody had a fire in this home? Or, oh, I can't deal with being in this neighborhood. Crazy stuff like that. Do you really think of going into it? The worst thing you do when you get into those objection handling is become defensive. Don't take it personally. They're just looking for more information. That's all. Opportunity to overcome. Objection strategies. Majority of the time, the very successful people spend a lot of time listening. Once you figure out their pain point, start asking questions. Get them talking. Well, what about the price bothers you? Oh, is there something what's going on with income? Asking useful questions to try to drill down to where their pain points are. Of course, listening more you talk, reframing their objections. So if you can't buy today, what's your plan to do for housing? Those are usually the most easy overcomers. Also comes back to buyers are liars and sellers are too. They often say a lot of things, but really what they're really looking for is completely different. You'll find this out as you go through more and more leads, working with them time and time again. You keep coming back to the same kind of objections and same type of fears. And sometimes it's completely not even related to what's going on. Several times you'll find yourself being, I want to say, therapist, where you have to talk them off the cliff, nothing to do with the real estate transaction whatsoever. But all of a sudden something blows up in their life and immediately, I can't deal with this real estate thing. I'm done. That's when you need to start digging in. Setting expectations. My best favorite one is, oh, I'm a year out or I'm in a lease. And I always tell them, like, that's great. All right. We can work with that. No problem. Not going anywhere anytime soon. I'd love to be your agent. In the meantime, can I send you properties? What kind of price range are you looking at? Just start talking about homes. And eventually they'll start coming around. And next thing you know, they'll see a home. Like, oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And we're like, oh, what happened to their disagreement that they need to wait 6 months? So there's always solutions for whatever situation they get into, getting out of lease early. Other things they can do, like lease purchase, lease options. So they can buy it somewhere down the road. My favorite thing was this chart I came across. I was like, wow, that's awesome. As you can see, pretty much half of this is about fear. One of them is only about anger. Most of it's about their kind of, disappointment and anticipations. Nothing to even remotely kind of reflects what their objections are. If you start digging into it, you'll probably find out what that fear is. And then you can better handle how to overcome that objection. Classifying or tagging the situation. Great book about that was about pre-framing or reframing, where someone is in a sales transaction, why they're throwing up these roadblocks to you. Always agree with them. Say, oh, I'm already purchased. That's great. Okay, what neighborhood did you buy in? Sometimes they'll tell you, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they're just trying to get rid of you. If they tell you more info, then you start putting them on a drip campaign. The next thing you know, 6 months, not 12 months down the road, they start talking to you again. Financing, it's another easy one to overcome. Agent, say, well, that's my favorite one. I already have an agent. Start asking questions about, really, well, why are you talking to me about this house through this website then? Shouldn't they be doing this for you? Looking for a friend. That's another great cop out. It's never them that's looking. They just don't want to get onto one of your lists. Bunch of other crazy things that can happen in their life: divorce, retiring, relocating. But basically, kind of final thought: if you're not solving problems with them, you're probably not selling much real estate. There's a lot of things that come up during the transaction. It is a very complicated transaction. People get into a lot of fear when they get into something that's complex and they don't understand. The more you communicate with them, the more you keep it short and sweet, to the point, and show them with confidence that, yes, I now understand this situation. I encountered it before. I can definitely help you. If you get into long-winded ones, you start probably losing them. They start spacing out on you. But that was pretty much it. Anybody have any questions about the objection handling? All right. No questions? Anybody have any has, wants, needs, something we can do to help you with your business?
Yes. What are you guys doing with CRM?
CRM. Yes, we were talking about it last Friday. We're thinking of going ahead with Chime. We were just curious how many people would be interested if we did move ahead with Chime and give you some training on it.
Yeah. What would be the cost for us? Do you know?
It'd be anywhere from $30 to $50 a month. We're trying to work out how much it would be. It also need to find out how many people would be willing to go in with it. And so, depending on the more people that go in, the cheaper it gets.
Right. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. It's cheaper than if you go out and find it yourself. I think it's about $150 to $200 if you come in as a single agent. But since we're coming as a brokerage, we can get a better deal.
Right.
The other ones were even more pricey and had basically the same features. So that's kind of what we decided with Chime.
Right. Well, that sounds good.
Someone's jamming out.
Yeah, if anyone is interested, please email Tim just immediately after this so we can make a decision this week and get you guys on that.
We're hoping to get it wrapped up next couple of days so you guys can start working with it. It's really cool. I love their AI and their marketing automation that it does for you. All it do is say, hey, I have this client. They already have their contact info. You set up a price range and a neighborhood, and boom, it goes up. Sends them weekly market updates, starts sending them listings. It's much prettier, much nicer, much more interesting, more of on the Zillow level of email campaigns for properties. So it's a lot more interesting than MLS ones. So you get a lot more reactions.
It also allows you to work while you sleep. So in other words, you could be sending emails while you're doing other things out on the market, or you're just not close to your computer. So it's a really good tool to utilize. I use it all the time for the investors that we have. I got about 30 or 40 that I cycle through almost every other week. So I constantly stay in front of them, buyers and sellers, even when I'm not doing anything. So it's something really good, even if it's only $30 a month for you guys to take advantage of. It'll pay off in the future.
Yeah, and they also have a lot of cool pre-canned, drip campaigns. So when people are asking about how to set one up, they're already set up. So you can just go in and grab a couple and start using them for all those some days down the road type of leads.
Right. So they already have hundreds of emails pre-written or something?
Correct. And they also have, it's like an AI agent in the background running that says, hey, this is so-and-so you haven't contacted in a while. We saw this one, this person clicking on this kind of thing in your campaign. Maybe time to check in with them. Nice things to kind of, it's like having a little assistant with you. So
that's definitely what I need. Sounds great.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to kill this recording.